Welcome to Developing Me, We, and You, where real people, real projects, and real change come together. Mrs. Archie, known widely as the financial farmer, is a wealth strategist, developer, and purpose-driven leader planting seeds of transformation across Indiana. Her work spans financial literacy, youth mentorship, and real estate development, but perhaps most notably, she's played a pivotal role in bringing NACA, the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America, homeownership program to Indiana. Whether teaching families how to break free from debt or helping Hoosiers assess life-changing mortgages, she's cultivating community from the ground up. She's also my personal mentor. Welcome, Mrs. Archie.
Thank you, Joy. It's a pleasure to be here. Always look forward to any opportunities to get the word out, talk to the community, and get people involved. So I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying yes. I know you have lots of titles, right? So
Yes.
how did you come up with the financial farmer? Where does that name come from, and how does it reflect your personal mission?
First of all, I love being outside. I was born and raised on a farm. I love agriculture. I loved it when I was growing up, and I love it even more now that I understand more about it and the importance of it, especially healthy food and being able to be self-sufficient. So me with my love for children and agriculture and financial literacy, and I started working with children and teaching financial literacy, and I use agriculture as their basis for a lot of their lessons. And I also believe in healthy eating. And so in order to eat healthy, we look at from seed to preservation. So seed is learning to plant and then learning to grow it, and from growing it, learning to harvest it, and from harvesting, learning to prepare it properly to get the best nutrients, and from that, learning how to preserve it. So I'm a master gardener, certified master gardener, a certified master preserver, which is a canner. I grew up using the word can, but now they use preservers. And so when I merge all that together, it just came, people would always see me, I wear a big sun hat, and they would always call me a farmer, and which I am. And then they would see me in a suit teaching financial literacy, and I just kind of merged the two together. In our program for our children, we have two pillars. Servant leadership first, and then entrepreneurship, because we don't want our children to just start businesses. We want them to be servant leaders. So when they do start their businesses and they're prosperous, we want them to be able to give and want to give back to the community. So we use agriculture as part of that as well. So all the children in our program, one of the things they must do is start a business. They're kiddie businesses, but there are some that have gone to grow them much bigger. And our goal is for them to be self-sufficient financially through their own businesses. So we put all that together, my love for agriculture and children and educating those in financial literacy and debt elimination. And I come up with the financial farmer.
It's perfect. It really is. I think it does encompass a lot of what you do and a lot of who you are. I know one of your most recent projects and maybe one of your most proud moments is that you've been instrumental in bringing NACA, the Achieve the Dream event, to Indiana.
Yes.
How did that come together, and what does that mean?
Okay. I've known about NACA for many years, and I love NACA's mission. I love the work that they do. It fits directly with things I believe in and things I work so hard towards. But I've always had to send my clients out of state to achieve the dreams. And it first started when I was trying to volunteer from NACA, and I couldn't find an office here in Indiana. And I kept searching, and I get busy and forget about it. And then something I hear in the news, and it sparked that interest again. And I couldn't find nowhere to volunteer, and I would call the office, and I kind of got to run around the corporate numbers and whatever. So I forget about it. And then I had to send a client all the way out of state, and they had some issues, personal issues in doing so. And that's when I really called NACA and just kind of changed my personality, as I would say, a little bit, and insisted that someone call me back. So July of 2023, I started working with this wonderful rep from NACA, Miss Jeter, and she actually was the first person to ever call me back. And I told her what I was trying to do. And of course, she told me how NACA does it, and I told her how I want to do it. And we started meeting every day, every Monday, to start working on that. And then I had the opportunity by that August of 2023 meeting, having a Zoom meeting with the CEO of NACA, Bruce Marks, and expressed the same feelings towards him. And by the end of that meeting, he agreed that we could bring a NACA office here and we could do an ADT, the ATD. The issue was that NACA had already attempted to come to Indiana before, but did not get the traction needed to open an office here, did not get the community support, political support, and whatever else they needed. And so it kind of fizzled out. And so I took on that challenge and really start working on it. I met with anybody who would take a meeting with me. I met people in parking lots, in the parks. If I was out at a restaurant, and just did that this past week. And that's really how I got the word out. CDCs, a lot of the CEOs of the CDCs helped out a lot. Community centers, Martin University was absolutely the foundation because they allowed me to have my first event there. They did a lot to help me and still support me a lot in that. Representative Bartlett was one of the first political people to really undergird everything and to really help me a lot in getting that first event off the ground. So a lot of good organizations helped out a lot. And in doing so, we had our first event May 10th of 2024. And it was a great success. We had over 1,000 people to register. And we ended up having 2 events in one day. One was spontaneous because we had so many people on the waiting list. And the CEO of NACA came, 2 of their top executives came. And from that point, we start working on getting the office open. And we are opening an office this month, June, here in the city of Indianapolis to serve the entire state. And our ATD is scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 27th, 28th, and 29th at the fairgrounds, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., all 3 days. And what's unique about the ATD, the Achieve the Dream event, is you can literally come and in one day, if you have all your paperwork together, you can go from start to finish and go through the whole loan process. If you can't finish the first day, you can come back the second day and finish. If you can't finish the second day, you can come back the third day. And the good part about having the office here is once the ATD is no longer here, now you've gotten your start, you can come into the office if you need help. They have online counselors that can help as well. But if we have an office and we have someone that may be challenged on the computer or just need to understand, maybe vision impaired and need help, all of that can be handled at the office. So we're very, very happy, very pleased to be able to bring NACA to the state of Indiana and to help further serve the Midwest. There are offices in the Midwest, but once you have a NACA number, you can use it anywhere in the United States and you have it for life. So once you're involved with NACA, you have it for life.
Yes.
And so young people can get it, older people, as long as you're at least 18 and have a viable job, you can get a home through NACA. So that has been probably the greatest thing I've done to have lasting impact in the community and a number of people. And I just pray that we continue. We need as many volunteers as we can get. We need volunteers and we need people to attend the event.
So the Achieving the Dream event is a major event that's hosted in the cities where NACA is.
Where NACA has an office.
Where NACA has an office, okay?
So it was unusual for us to have an ATD here because NACA doesn't have a presence here. They doesn't have an office. They have a couple of counselors, 2 counselors that I know of. They could have some more. They work online, but they live in Indiana. And I only know of 2, but that's not to say they don't have some more that work online. And online counselors handle anyone across the United States. So that's a major, major thing to be able to have an ADT here.
Wonderful. Can you talk about what makes NACA such a powerful tool for first-time and working-class home buyers?
NACA dubs the greatest mortgage in America, and it really, really is. one of the biggest barriers I have is people like, oh, that sounds too good to be true, that it couldn't be possible. Because with a NACA loan, you do not have to have a down payment, no closing costs, no mortgage insurance, no consideration of credit score. So you do not have to have a perfect credit score. You don't even have to have a good credit score. Now, they do pull your credit, but it's not a consideration for your loan. NACA is character-based lending, meaning that if you pay rent and you pay your other bills, if you pay rent, you can afford a mortgage. So if you're paying your other bills that you can control, then that's character-based lending. So they don't put a lot of weight on credit score. Matter of fact, they don't weigh it at all. And so you are able to remove all those barriers. Then it's guaranteed below market rate for your interest rate. And if you're on Section 8, you can use your Section 8 voucher to actually purchase a NACA home. So NACA is moving individual families from the Section 8 roles where they never have any kind of ownership to home ownership, therefore starting the groundwork for building wealth within a family. So what that family is now doing, that would be one generation that's teaching their family, hey, we can be homeowners. And then hopefully those homeowners that are coming off Section 8 are going to teach their children. When you turn 18, I tell everybody, when you turn 18, get your NACA number for your birthday present. Even if you don't use it now, 2 things I tell them to do. Register to vote on your birthday, get a NACA number on your birthday. Because one thing, NACA is an advocacy organization. They advocate for injustices and primarily in finances. So in order to be a member, one of the requirements you will have to do is register to vote. We need everyone to register to vote. We can't tell you who to vote for, but everyone should register to vote and everyone should vote what they believe, because they can't advocate for us if we're not out there voting for people who support what NACA is about, people who support home ownership, who do not support predatory loans and people taking advantage of individuals. NACA fight against all of that.
It does sound almost too good to be true. So you have the lowest interest rate possible, no PMI,
No PMI
no down payment assistance, or no down payment
at all.
So
No
it's not
closing
required.
costs. No closing costs. No consideration of credit. And get this, you can get a single, a double, a triple, or quad. NACA will build from the ground up, brand new. You can have your home design if you want to, build it from the ground up. You can buy already built, or you can renovate. They have a whole department that does that. And now NACA has moved into modular building. They have their own modular building. They're doing a major project in Alabama, a major project in Georgia, and they're doing 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, homes, good quality, energy efficient, and they're trying to keep those homes under $200,000. Unheard of.
Wow.
So they are really, really working. So bringing NACA here is going to be a great opportunity for realtors, contractors, builders, inspectors, people who do HVAC, plumbing, electric, you name it. Any of the insurance agents, the homes have to be insured. And NACA will not let you purchase a home without a realtor. So they have 2 different types of realtors: in-house, which means they work for NACA, or referral realtors. So if you're a realtor, you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to change anything. You just go through NACA's training so that you can be listed as their referral agent, and you can help them. Because even if you look at just what we had for our initial interest, no 1 or 2 realtors can service that many people.
Right.
Now, for our ADT, we want double-digit thousands. We want thousand. Actually, our goal is 21,000 minimum, and on the high end, 31,000. That's a major, major, major goal. But what's the sense in setting a goal if you know you can obtain it? You know we can get the lower numbers, but something this great, we should have big numbers there. We should have 20, 30,000 people to come through those doors over that 3-day period.
This episode is brought to you by Edna Martin CBDO LLC, powered by Edna Martin Christian Center's Homes Program, helping families in Martindale Brightwood secure housing, build wealth, and grow strong communities. From homeownership training and down payment assistance to maintenance education and estate planning, Homes is your one-stop hub for sustainable living and generational success. Ready to own your future? Contact Immanuel Ivey at iivey@EdnaMartinChristianCenter and take the first step toward your new beginning. Edna Martin CBDO LLC. Building homes, creating opportunities, and changing lives. So really, NACA believes that everyone deserves to be a homeowner.
Everyone.
So it's based on income and not, I don't know if it's high or low, or like if there's minimums or if there's max on income. But it sounds like if they're not doing PMI or down payment requirements, then it's character based.
Character based.
So have you been paying your rent on time if you've been a renter? What is your credit profile maybe? Because that tells about your character.
They do look at all of that. And this is a good part about NACA. NACA has its own underwriters.
Okay. So
in having their own underwriters, you may have a situation where your credit was messed up because maybe you lost a job. And in the climate we're in now, people are losing their jobs.
Man.
It's not that they won't pay their bills, but even if you have savings and you lose a high income job or low income, any kind of job, and you have your emergency savings, you've done everything right, you've been paying your bills, and all of a sudden somebody just come in and say they're shutting down a whole department,
man,
you're losing your job, you've been there 20 years, you've been there 15 years, 5 years, whatever, and you save your money, you've done everything financial advisors have been telling you, you got the money in the stock market, it's going down, you got money in different places that you're trying to make it work for you, and all of a sudden you lose your job. And you can't, so many people are losing their jobs right now that it may not be easy to find a good job or to replace that income very quickly. So you may lose, your credit score may go down, not because you're a bad person, but because you've exhausted your savings, you've had to go into your retirement trying to stay afloat, you're living off credit cards now, all because you lost your job unexpectedly because of nonsense.
Miss Archie, how long has NACA been around?
Oh, NACA is over 30 years.
Okay. So it's not brand new.
Oh, no.
This philosophy and what NACA believes has been tried and true for over 30 years.
Yes. What NACA has been, they started out with working with a union and NACA is one of the only organizations that's actually had a bill to be passed, because they started working with a union where they fought for the people that worked for the company to be able to get affordable housing where they worked. And NACA fought for that they should be able to use funding from their company to do that type of thing. And it went from there to attacking predatory loans and seeing that people, when we had the market crash, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people lost their home. NACA helped save over 500,000 homes. They couldn't save them all, but they helped save over 500,000 homes. And once they got that stabilized and dealt with all of that, that's when that was called Save the Dream. And then they moved into Achieve the Dream, helping people to get into homes. And part of that is to restore the communities where they lost so many homes, to help people get back into homes. Because those people didn't lose their homes on no fault of their own. They didn't understand what was happening to them.
Right.
Just like people don't understand what's happening when you go to payday loans and why you can't get out of it. Not that you're stupid or you're a bad person. It's set up that way. It's set up as a trap.
Right.
Just like credit cards. It's set up for you to pay every month. Now, we know if we don't pay every month, if we pay it off every month, we don't pay as much interest. And there are some people who have to pay it monthly and keep an interest, keep a balance and pay it off. And then there are those who are able to. But when they got into those loans, they didn't understand what they were getting into. They didn't understand variable loans. And you start out with an interest rate of 5%, 7%, and then it goes up to 15%. And then your mortgage goes from $800 or $900 a month to $1,500 to $2,000 to whatever. You can't afford that.
Man.
And so NACA has its own underwriting department. So when you do have unique situations, like say a person loses their job in the climate we're in now, and they get a job a year later, but their credit has been shot, and they've worked on that job a year, and they come back to NACA, they're going to explain to that counselor, hey, I had a good job, I had great credit, and this is what happened. And then that counselor is going to talk to underwriters and to NACA underwriters, and they're going to understand, hey, this person is still credit worthy. This person is still a person we want to help get into a home. NACA whole thing is to remove the barriers from home ownership and to help change the industry the way lenders look at it. Hopefully that they do better loans. NACA has acknowledged they can't service everyone. They don't even have the capacity to service everyone in the United States. But if they have an impact in the industry and in the other institutions, financial institutions see it's better to help people become homeowners than to help them become homeless, then maybe that's a good thing for the industry.
Yeah.
So yes, NACA is the best mortgage in America.
I can see, and I know how passionate you are, and I can see how this aligns perfectly with what you do, and how, because you're so deeply rooted in community and family and financial education. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Archie. What's your power plug? So what's the one principle that powers everything that you do?
The golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Walk in someone else's shoes. So I would just say the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And it comes back to working with children. How would I want my children to be treated? What services would I want offered to my children? The same thing with NACA. I want a home for myself and my family. Shouldn't I want that for other families? You know, I want my children to be educated. Should I want other children to be educated? I want to build quality homes myself because I want to live in a quality home. Why would I not want to build a quality home for someone else? I don't want to live in a dump or something, sewage not working, leaking from the ceiling, something caving in. Why would I want to do that to somebody else? So if you look at the golden rule, I think that's the one thing that would power everything.
You're such a beautiful blend of development, financial education, and faith.
Yes.
Would you agree?
I would agree.
Perfect. Ms. Archie, I know that we didn't really talk, I know you've been in real estate for a long time. Can you talk about maybe just a little bit about your journey in real estate development? What has that looked like?
I didn't start out that way. I started out as a landlord. And renovating. Didn't have mentors, didn't have a lot of experience in it, made a lot of mistakes, ran into a lot of bad people. And what I mean by that, people who take advantage of you because you don't know, people who steal from you because you don't know. And it really, I had some good times with it and I had some really bad times with it. So I really had to just get out of that because mistakes that were made and mistakes and bad people don't mix. And then you have to learn from that and, in a sense, start all over. And that's what I had to do. I've always loved real estate. Like I said, I love the outdoors. I would be perfectly fine with an office that's outside with an umbrella and just enjoying the sun, enjoying the wind. So I always had an interest in real estate and development, didn't know how to get into it. Didn't really know many people personally or anyone I could just go to and say, can I work with you or whatever. I didn't know really real estate developers that looked like me years ago. And then you actually introduced me to Jumpstart. And then once you introduced me to Jumpstart, I took that program and I saw the possibility of what could happen. And then from Jumpstart, I was given my mentors who came out of NTN, who I have several mentors out of NTN, and they have been probably the foundation of me moving forward.
NTN, Indiana.
NTN, Indiana. And the main mentor I had, the one that was actually assigned to me, was Devin Day. And from him, I've gotten other mentors within NTN and outside of NTN that came through NTN.
Wow.
So when I say Intend has been my stepping stone to that, my first project, it has been. And then through Jumpstart and through Intend, I was encouraged to go to Ready. What Ready has done was shown me the big picture of large scale development. I'm not there, I'm nowhere near there, but I met great people there. It's great networking. If you want to learn, I have never seen a group of people so willing to actually share. I would say it's information overload. And there's so many opportunities. You just run in like this and, oh, do I go here? Do I meet this person? Do I meet that person? Do I go over here? And they have a lot of opportunities for tours, for networking. So it's really a part of the puzzle. And now I'm actually starting to go into the LISC, Indiana real estate. I'm waiting for their class to start, their EDGE class to start, that I plan to be a part of that. And all of that connection came through the Jumpstart and through Intend and encouraging me to do that. I am working on my first individual project. And from Intend, from Jumpstart, I actually have some classmates in my cohort that we've looked at a couple projects, and because they teach you to do your due diligence, I didn't know that at the first start. When I started out, I didn't know about the due diligence, and they teach you about finding reputable people. They refer reputable people to you, which I didn't have that when I started out. We actually did due diligence on a project and found out it just wasn't penciling, and we couldn't do it, and so we knew to walk away. In the past, I wouldn't have known that.
Right.
You know?
Oh my goodness.
So it's those type of things. My biggest things that I've ran into in real estate development as I'm starting this new journey is, one, hands-on experience in financing. But between the different cohorts I've been in, the different organizations, like I say, especially Intend, has really undergirded everything that I'm doing. And I'll be honest with you, when they said my mentor was coming from Intend, it was Devin Day. I didn't know him, Devin Day. I didn't know him at all. And I looked him up and I'm like, well, I don't know how this is going to work out, because I didn't see he didn't have a development company. And so I was thinking I was going to be with a developer. And I'm like, well, there's a reason they put us together. I tell you, when I say it was God sent, I could not have been paired with a better person. I never want to be paired with another person. Jasmine, who helps run the Jumpstart, was one of the deciding factors, and I think you were one of those people as well. I don't know what criteria you use. I don't know how it was done. But when I say a match made in heaven, and I don't want anybody to steal my mentor, but he was a match made in heaven. And he has been, and his team that has come alongside me, and the people they've introduced me to, it has been everything I needed. And the encouragement, the meetings, he religiously meets with me and talk with me. And when I say someone follows through on everything, he say from one meeting to the next, I don't have to even worry about it. Whatever we talked about, I know I'm moving a step. So Intend has been that step. I can see myself getting there. I can see getting the experience. I can see getting the funding. I can see being prepared. And like I said, I'm actually working on my first project right now.
Shout out to Intend.
Yes, they have been wonderful. And it started with Jumpstart. And I honestly think Jumpstart should be your first class, because it is everything it says. It gets you that jump. And then when they pair you with that mentor, now you're on that next level, is working towards a project. And then LISC is going to be another one of those who will put me in an actual project and working on that. I just recently, with Helix, started a boot camp with them. And that came about on a tour from my Ready class. Met the people there and toured with Helix, and they told me about the boot camp. I was texting them and trying to reach out to them when doing the tour. And so that has been good. I met a lot of young emerging developers and seasoned people that you can bounce things off, people that are in different areas of development. I met through them. So when you bring all of that together, it's just a really good ecosystem for helping you to realize your goals.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Such a phenomenal, I think full picture, actually, like a full circle, because you give so much to the community. So it's really exciting to see you poured into as well.
And it feels good.
Right, and that
It
you
feels
are
good.
a continuous, you're an educator, but also a continuous learner.
Yes.
So, Ms. Archie, what's one thing that you're looking forward to, that you're so excited about here this summer, and as far as projects or that you have coming up?
I would say the NACA, of course, the ATD, and opening the NACA office.
Yeah.
Because once we get the office open, people will be served. And we want to get our roots so deep into NACA that it would never be a question whether they will ever leave the state of Indiana. We want it just that deep. That's why it's so important for us to have our ATD to be successful, so that we get enough to get those roots to grow deep, our analogy of agriculture. And so it'll be a strong growth. And then I would say the development is working with the different organizations and the different cohorts, real estate development, especially for those who are supporting minorities, people of color, women, young people, those with disabilities, that we really have something that you're not on the outside wondering how. You're actually on the inside going through the process, learning, and that's how education come in. You got to keep learning. You can't ever think that you know it all or you got so many connections. You have to keep learning, and that's why I always get excited about my classes. I'm normally in the parking lot before they start. I'm normally the first one there, probably the last one to leave because I like to talk. But keep learning. And then on the side of the children is really we're starting to get volunteers to work with our children that are coming in. I have to shout out to our parents that have been there. In our program for the Eaglepreneurs, we have our first graduate that started in 4th grade, has not had a break in the program, and is just graduated from Tinley, and that's Caleb Johnson.
Oh, Caleb.
Caleb Johnson started with me in 4th grade. His mom, Michelle Brown Johnson, has been a pillar, my backbone in the program. There have been times when I thought about quitting and just like, I don't really need to do this. I got my own children. But supporters like her, one of our families we picked up, Miss Carson, has really just taken over and just really undergirded what we're doing. Mr. and Mrs. Kraft, when I met Mr. Kraft in Jumpstart. I met Mr. Kraft in Jumpstart, and he is a master gardener, and he said he wanted to come volunteer with the children, and he and his wife have been amazing. They come and they don't have children. This is what we need. That's why we want our children to be servant leaders, because they are servant leaders. They have actually come out and they work with our children. I mean, they will be there all day. They don't have no children in the they don't have no children. So, and they don't have children in the program. And so that's what we need. So my biggest thing I'm looking for with the children is their showcase. They actually showcase their businesses. It'll be this fall, and they sell their goods. They make money, and they learn to use their money wisely. And one of the things I'm looking with NACA is not only getting people into homes, but using our debt elimination program, which is an algorithm that shows people how to pay off their 30-year mortgage and all of their debts. Anything you pay interest in, you can get it paid off in a fraction of the time, sometimes as little as 5 to 7 years. People say that's a scam and it can't work, but I have clients, to include you, that can testify it does work, and it will show you stuff about your money you had never, ever thought. Even people who are good with money, people who are investing, and people are doing things, when you get in this thing and it shows you what is really happening with your money and what really happens with interest and how you can pay that stuff off, is just amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting people out of debt using that algorithm. I'm looking for our babies starting their, expanding their businesses and having more to do what Caleb Johnson just did. We take them as early as 3 and potty train. Well potty train. We do take them at 3 years old, and because I believe that we have to grow them up in this, and then we want to see them grow up and be another Caleb to graduate. And Caleb is going to Tuskegee Institute, already accepted, and he's our first entrepreneur to do that.
Wow.
And we're very excited about that. So we want to see that just start churning them out. We have our garden. We're doing a community event, hopefully this month if it stopped raining. If not, we'll be doing it in July. But getting more families out in the garden where they can pick mint and just put it in their mouth, not buy peppermint gum. You can just chew on a mint leaf or put it in your water bottle and shake it up, and you got peppermint water.
Wow.
Raising the children are assigned their own beds. They decorate them any way they want to, and they raise their plants, and we're showing them how to preserve. We're showing them how to cook. They actually cook from the littlest ones on up. And we do, when I say prepare food, it's within reason of safety.
Right.
They just built a picnic table with Mr. Kraft as their lead contractor, I would say. So he started his jump start, maybe just building picnic tables. But yeah, it's things like that it's a lot of things I'm looking for.
Right.
All of this stuff I'm looking forward to. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the community of Indianapolis coming together, making NACA a success, and supporting what we're doing. And the leaders, like even right here at Edna Martin, with Mr. Ivey was in my Jumpstart class. But I met him even before then in support of NACA. So I'm not doing this by myself. And I have to give a big shout out to the Unique 7X board and Whitley, who actually helped with a lot of our things, and Mia and Bianca and Arian. They have really been stable people that have given personally and of their time to help support me to get things done that I've been able to do.
Wonderful. Mrs. Archie, the financial farmer.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming and visiting. I know there's so much more that we can talk about, and we will do this again. Okay. So please come back, okay?
I plan to. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Could you look into the camera and share how do folks get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch with me is through email, and I'm going to give you probably our Unique 7X email. And that is Mrs. Mrs.Archie, ARCHIE, at unique, UNIQUE, the number 7X, INC.org, unique7xinc.org. Mrs. Archie, the financial farmer. But you can also come to anything at the NACA office. They will have all my contact information, and hopefully that'll be open in June. And if you come and say you need to reach Mrs. Archie, they will pass your information on to me. I also have an email for NACA Indiana, and it's NACA, NACA.Indiana spelled out at Gmail. NACA, NACA.Indiana at Gmail. So if you want to know more about NACA, just email me there. Currently, we have answered every single email that we've received, and we hope to continue to do that, but we can only do that with good volunteers, so do volunteer to help us out.
Thank you, Mrs. Archie.
Thank you.
All righty, it's a wrap. Remember, build something bigger than yourself. When we build together, we grow together.